I've been
Oh, you have a
here
booth
and
here?
there. Yeah, we have a booth. So, of course, our booth is
Are you near
biggest
us?
event here. But
Of course.
even the show looks a little slower. It's much more quality people
Yes.
this year. People that come here, they know what they want, and they're right to the point. They're not scouting, they're not learning, they know what they do. People, they have enough experience already in this industry. So I'm happy with everybody I met this year.
Quality over
Hopefully.
quantity.
Absolutely. And hopefully I'll have an hour or so to go around the show to see who's there.
Well, you
will.
came by and saw us, which that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
How far are you from us?
Yeah.
2 rows, so
Oh.
not much. Yeah.
We should go visit him.
And George is one
Of
of our
course.
biggest supporters too. He,
Yeah.
believed in our podcast since day one. One of our sponsors starting. So hold this because you were part of that.
Yeah, there you go. Look at good
Woo!
And he
Believed in us when we first started out. I feel like we're taking off space.
We are back at Media Unshackled with another episode of Media Unshackled. We are back at MJBizCon with another episode of Media Unshackled. I was confused because we got a new producer down there that's like starting us off for the first time ever. Producer in training, Destiny. So I am here with our co-host for today's show, the wonderful
Rita Valenzuela. Rita from Mita. Nice to see you.
Go for it. And we are pleased to introduce you to a couple more of the celebrities, individuals, the type of people that you meet here at MJBizCon, old friends of mine. So we're going to talk a little bit about them, a little bit about their company, a little bit what they've done. We're going to go through that quickly. Then we're going to talk about MJBizCon, the experience, how the week's been for them, and what you might have missed. They're going to share with us the good stories that they have come to experience. So George, let's start us off. Tell us a little about you, your history, and what you do.
George Stanchev, CEO of Pure5 Extraction, the company that creates the best technology that produces the super smooth vape, Pure5. So what we do usually, that technology brings all the terps, cannabinoids in a full, complete, strain-specific profile. We bring the experience as being in the wine industry, tasting different varieties. It's bringing the experience back to the customer.
And how did you get into this?
Well, we've been in the fragrance and flavor for 26 now years, and the last 10 in cannabis. We've been approached in a trade show, natural, organic trade show, to look into the industry and create a technology for that industry. So evaluated everything that is state of art at the time. It was 2014, I believe, when we did that, and we created now a full portfolio of machines.
Okay.
That's excellent. I love when companies from outside the cannabis industry recognize the opportunity and bring their technology and make better products for the cannabis industry. That's a good theme and usually leads to success, rather than guys within the cannabis industry trying to create things that they know nothing about. They've never been an engineer or any of that kind of stuff. So how's it's worked out well for you?
Absolutely. That's why we bring the best taste and flavor out. Pure 5 means purity in 5 senses. We challenge the perception. We bring the naturality, no solvent, no heat, no chemicals into the process. Everything natural, 100% natural to the customer.
Excellent. Well, we really appreciate you being here. We'll talk a little bit about your MJBizCon experience in a second. Let's jump over to
Absolutely.
Mike.
Yeah, so Mike Amudo. I recently signed on to work with the National Association of Cannabis Businesses. Still learning how all the ropes there. So, but what I've been really working on for the last several months is the Equity Workshop Tour, which we flew underneath the Minority Cannabis Business Association (MCBA) banner. And so that's been, I do a lot of advocacy work basically, and advocacy work and trying to create an equitable industry means a lot of different solutions, right? It's a very holistic approach. There's policy work, advocacy work, bringing people to the same table. I get to work with you sometimes here and there when we do all the different things with the different associations. And then there's also the business side of it, right? Making sure that we have proper ecosystems to be able to operate properly and to be able to get together. So in a nutshell, that's what we do, really bringing people together and bringing people together around advocacy and advocating for, a more equitable industry.
And that's equity and social equitable and social equity and how that works are such complicated themes. And I do want to get into that. We could talk about that. We could write dissertations about that. We could talk about that for hours. Well, that's awesome. So you're now working with the National Association of Cannabis Businesses. And we are big supporters of all organizations, MPP, Normal, NCIA. We like collaboration, the more the merrier kind of thing. How do people reach out to you about that, about the National Association of Cannabis Businesses?
Best way is on LinkedIn. Just reach out to me, Mike.Wamudo, Lomuto, on LinkedIn. Or, sorry, Mike.Wamudo will be my email. Mike Wamudo on LinkedIn, and then we can go from there.
So what have you guys found at MJBizCon this week? What have you found interesting? Any good stories? Anything different that from last year's show? What are your impressions?
I haven't had a chance yet to walk across the whole show. I've been.
Oh, you have a booth
here.
here?
Yeah, we have a booth. So of course our booth is
Are you near
biggest
us?
event here. But
Of course.
even the show looks a little slower. It's much more quality people
Yes.
this year. People that come here, they know what they want, and they're right to the point. They're not scouting, they're not learning, they know what they do. People, they have enough experience already in this industry. So I'm happy with everybody I met this year.
Quality over
Hopefully.
quantity.
Absolutely. And hopefully I'll have an hour or so to go around the show to see who's there.
You
Well, you
will.
came by and saw us, which that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
How far are you from us?
Yeah.
2 rows, so
Oh.
not much. Yeah.
We should go visit him.
And George is one
Of
of our
course.
biggest supporters too. He,
Yeah.
believed in our podcast since day one. One of our sponsors starting. So hold this because you were part of that.
Yeah, there you go. Look at good George.
Woo!
And he
Believed in us when we first started out. We didn't have much, of a following yet. Obviously, we were starting out our podcast, so we really appreciate that. And that's
Now we
your
have an
too.
award, and he's an honorary co-host as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I even went to the co-host
Yeah,
experience with you.
that's fantastic. Any good
Ooh,
stories?
George.
Any good stories? Any good drama? Any good parties that you went to that you want to
Yeah.
talk
What were
about?
your favorite after parties that you've gone to?
how much time we have? It's been we went to quite some parties and met interesting people.
I'm not. I don't.
MJBiz is famous for that. You have like 20 parties announced, and there are like 200 more that are happening simultaneously. So
Yeah.
unless you network, you find like it's.
You can't go wrong with a chandelier bar after
Oh.
after hours. Honestly, that's where you meet the most people. From my experience, at MJBizCon. I mean, people are a little, drunk, but sometimes those are the best relationships
little.
you build. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, how's your MJBizCon experience been like?
It's been amazing.
awesome.
I mean, the M4M party, the Minorities for Medical Marijuana party, the Dice Mixer, that was incredible. It always is.
Yeah.
Everybody there is you just feel like everybody's like a good person and like in the industry
like
because they're
family.
family. Yeah, and that's what this show has felt like to me, honestly, like a family reunion
100%.
almost, like just being able to run into everybody that I love. Like, I mean, you guys here, it's just, I don't know, it's been an incredible experience.
I mean, it's an ever-changing market. It's like we're all learning as we go because this hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
And so that's why we brought this podcast, is for people like you to share your insights, experience on everything's going on. So having you two on here is awesome.
I really don't go to the parties anymore. I just find a lot of the
You are the
conversations.
party, that's
like,
why.
I find the conversation. No, we try to have like a little party here, while everybody's like sober, thinking that they have to do business and conversations
Yeah.
about business, and you know what I'm saying. And when you get to the parties, there's a lot of quick, shallow screaming and yelling. Hey, how you doing, man? Have a drink. How's it? This?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
that's why I
not-
like going to the places where you know that folks that you really want to see are going to be there.
Yeah.
Because then the shallow, hey, what's going on? At least feels like, again, like I said, more like family reunion where it's like, hey, it's really great to
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah,
You know?
and I guess it gets.
Yeah.
I guess in my perspective, it gets worse as you go through the night, and people get more drunk, and then it like hit 11 p.m., 12 a.m.
At that point, it's a
1
chandelier
a.m.
bar.
That's honestly like why it's like family though, because you've seen them like that, and then you do business with them, right?
Right.
Like I feel like that's part of the relationship experience, and I like to personally meet people I know.
You
Yeah.
get drunk, you get messy, you get high, you roll around in the dirt. You wake up in the morning, you put a suit on, like, hey, what's up, bro?
So what was your guys' first year at MJBizCon?
I don't know, 5 years ago, something like that. I don't remember exactly.
What would you
Yeah.
like? How would you compare like the first year to this year?
I think for me, it's really more about I know more people now that are here, and so my experience continues to evolve and change. I don't know as far as how the whole thing has gone. I mean, it's crazy. It's madness, right? It's like how many dozens of thousands of people are here. And I think the more the people that you end up knowing, it's easier to kind of navigate and be able to, like to your point, network and go to the right spots and be able to do meetings with people on and off the floor and all that kind of stuff.
Do you want to answer the same question?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've been pretty much with MJB since the very first show they made. First couple years in Rio was.
You were at the Rio?
Fractionated many different buildings. It was much more difficult to get exposed, so they moved it to convention center. So here is much better space and much better exposure. Absolutely.
Easier flight.
I remember I went to the second one at the Rio, and we started a conference ourselves, the SWCC Expo. But it's a lot of work, man. Just getting everybody together, it's like herding cats, and it just wasn't worth it. I was like, this is not a. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, he's providing sound effects. Didn't connect me. This is not the business that I want to get into, But they do a good enough job here at MJBizCon. We like working with them.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next year. Are you coming back next year?
Sure.
Do we know the dates it's going to happen next year?
It's in December, right?
Yeah, like the first week of December. It's like December 6th or something like that.
Again?
Yeah, around this time. I personally liked it more in October, like right before Halloween.
Yeah, we'll see what
It's
happens.
not too cold.
So what else should people know about your work and your advocacy and what you do? How can they help you and how can you help them?
Yeah, so with MCBA, Minority Cannabis Business Association, we got a lot of things coming up in 2024. We just got approval to do about 30 dates for the Equity Workshop Tour. So we'll be all over the country doing these workshops, bringing people together. Looking at doing some other events as well, lobby days. So, however people can support, whether that means coming out, whether it means sponsoring, of course, with dollars, of course, trade associations, nonprofits, we need
100%.
support that way. But also, by bringing the energy, by bringing the expertise, by bringing the network to things like lobby days, things like these equity workshop tours, and plugging in online, we'll have a lot more Zoom calls and things like that as well. So a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline.
And you guys have a lot of content online available for educational purposes?
I'm not honestly sure about that part. I'm just kind of becoming part of the MCBA family, so to speak, officially. So I'm still kind of learning the ropes behind the scenes in that way. So I'm not sure about that.
Okay, cool. But your previous organization does, right?
NCAA, yeah, we created a lot of content,
Yeah.
especially on the equity side of things.
And the Minority Cannabis Business Association, the Minority Cannabis, what's that group called?
MCBA.
MCBA. They have a lot of content online, right?
I think so, but I can't
Yeah.
speak to that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what about you?
I had an interesting question in the backstage from Mike, and he asked me, where do you see the industry in 5 years? So that's pretty much how do I see myself in 5 years. So that's kind of put me thinking into it. Like what we're trying to do with our technology is being experienced. I'm looking at this industry as a gourmet industry. Literally, like you collect a wine and you can collect different strains and you can experience every day, and the medicinal values are important to be there too. So I see that the industry is going to be really into the boutique and beside pharma, because then we're going to have pharma into the legal side and they're going to be making some medicine. But beside the medicine, we're going to have a boutique products, strain specific experience, literally into the gourmet. So that's what our strengths are in putting best flavoring, best experience to people, and literally making this plant pleasure to everyone to use.
And where are you going next, Jerome, after MJBizCon? Are you done for the year?
Damn, I just came back from Brazil, from Colombia, from Prague. The last couple of months, I've been going all over the world. And I said, enough for this year. So I have one more trip, and that's going to be over. The next probably is going to be Germany in March.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So ICBC.
Guten Tag.
She meows and she knows German.
Nine.
That's talented. What about you? What's your next event?
I think we're starting the equity workshop tour up again at the beginning of March is the dates that we're looking at.
Yeah.
So we'll actually be in Phoenix end of March, beginning of April, something like that. Definitely we'll let you know about that.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Phoenix. I know you live in Phoenix as well, so we look forward to seeing you there some more. Any closing thoughts for the audience? Anything else you want to know about you?
Just, the thing is, if you connect with me, let's just keep building and collaborating. I love what you said at the beginning here about the collaborativeness. We need more collaboration this year. 2024 is going to be a lot better when we really collaborate a lot more. So I'm excited for 2024, what's coming up.
Excellent. Well, any way we can help you, let us know.
Absolutely.
Well, really look after Pure5. Experience is our main target. So we're gonna be releasing a bunch of products next year, and those gonna be super smooth vaping and eatable products under the same brand.
And what's your website?
Pure5Extraction.com.
Excellent. You want to close us out?
Yeah. So that was another episode of Meat Unshackled. But before we close out, I want to ask you guys. So what's like the biggest motivation, like motivational quote or like insights you can share just to close this off? For you?
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like just mitigating through this industry. Like what like I don't know. I'm just.
You could use.
I'll say you win or you learn, right? I love that
Wait, that was
expression.
good. What was that?
You win or you learn.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Put that on a
My
shirt.
biggest struggle in the industry was education, because I usually look for, I'm thinking like 5 years ahead, and I show people something else. And if they look at today, they're not going to see it now. So I would advise people to be more open and really think about the choices, because there are so many choices. And these choices need to work for them, because everyone is specific. One strain can work for one guy, one technology can work for another guy. So it is very like guys think.
I would have said, there is no try. Do or do not. What is
Absolutely.
it? Do or do not. There is no try. That was it's Yoda.
I'd give it a 5. I'd give it a 5.
Out of 10 or out of 5?
Out of 10, yeah, definitely. Maybe 4.5 actually. Track
Well, this has been another episode of Meat Unshackled, and we will see you here later on at MJBizCon.
Awesome.